you started off in a band who needed a website, and being consistent with it, took it and now created a business which supports your family.
And I just want to add, I'm really good at websites now. I sucked when I started, but I'm really good now. And that just comes through consistency.
Right. So,
and we're recording again. Good morning, Ken. How's it going, man?
Good morning, Fenton. Going well. I'm on probably 4 hours of sleep, which is more than you, but
yeah, definitely. Catch any good movies lately?
Don't. Okay. Fine.
Just leave that alone.
I'll leave that one alone.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Products of Circumstance podcast. That's Ken Skeen. I'm Fenton Joseph. We discuss mental health and mindset matters through the lens of Black men. It's the mug. I'm not going to guess the ethnicity of that mug. I'm going to just leave it alone. You shouldn't either. Let's not get banned. The show is unscripted, it's unfiltered, and mostly unedited. We choose our topics randomly. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, share with somebody who's on their personal development journey. Hopefully something that we talk about will help them out. And Ken, what are we talking about today?
Blanta.
Took me a quick second, but I got it.
All right. So today, I want to talk about consistency, but at the same time, I want to say one thing. It's been over a year and a half now. You and I have been doing this podcast.
Really?
Came to you a year and maybe 7 or 8 months ago.
Wow. With
the idea of the podcast. You said, "Hey, Ken, I want to jump on," and we're a little over a year and a half in now. This will be episode 71. If you don't include like the 10 episodes we've recorded that we couldn't even make the cut because of issues with imaging or issues with internet or issues with sound. But it's been a fun journey and we're still going. I just want to bring that up because we're talking about consistency today. And yeah, man, enjoying every moment of it, brother. Really enjoy talking to you on and off screen.
For sure.
You're an amazing person. You're an amazing father, amazing husband, amazing friend. Man. Truly, truly, truly appreciate you. Yeah, love you too.
To know one,
by the way,
love you too. It takes one to know one. And I don't mean to correct. When I look at my files just now, I have this as episode 77.
Oh, 77. Wow. Okay.
That's what I have. This would be
my
77.
apologies. So there you go.
If we make it to the end.
If we make this one to the actually, no, I mean, we can come right here, just put it on, baby. Twinkle, twinkle.
So that's the whole episode. We just thought that's it. Consistency.
That's it.
We are consistency. Done. That's it. Thank you, everyone. Please like, subscribe, and share with somebody on their personal development journey. Be consistent like us.
Yes. So, listen, consistency would always beat talent, right? People have heard that before. Because talent just means you're good at something and you don't have to put a lot of effort into it, right? Whether it be, sports or architecture or math or whatever it is, art, producing music. Mm-hmm. But talent gets you so far. You still have to put the work in and, aspire to be greater than what you were yesterday or today. Just keep moving up that ladder. So if you're not consistent with your talents or you could have there was the episode we just did and I was watching it because I do the edits to put the clips on the, on the social media platforms. Yeah. And you were saying that you were in a band, and the reason you started making websites was because you needed a website for the band, right? Yep. But you'd never made a website before.
Yeah.
So you didn't have a talent to make websites.
No.
Right. So you just learned it, and being consistent with that, you took it and turned it into a talent.
Yes.
But a talented person who's artistic and understands the way RGB works and CMYK, by the way, anyone who's listening doesn't know what that is. It's the colors. So CMYK is for print. RGB is for screen.
I thought that was the new Nicki Minaj album.
But, so you learned what these were. You learned how to put things together in order and yada, yada, yada. Became a talented person who now owns and operates Olive Branch Digital,
Mhm.
the same amazing folks who made my website.
Thanks.
But you started off in a band who needed a website, and being consistent with it, took it and now created a business which supports your family.
And I just want to add, I'm really good at websites now. I sucked when I started, but I'm really good now. And that just comes through consistency.
Right.
That's it.
So,
It's true. Like you can do something consistently. And I suppose if it's not a focused effort, or you don't, make the right tweaks over time and things like that, you can plateau. That can happen. But to your point, like, it's something that I wanted to get good at. I focused on it. I sought the help of others, and I just did it and did it and did it and got better and better and better. So I actually want to point out, like, you should, if you're being consistent in the right way, you should see growth. You should see improvement. If you're not, you might need to tweak some things.
Right.
That's it.
Just take that little shift, take that kinetic shift.
Kinetic shift. God, sounds so good.
Sounds so it just rolls off the tongue. But yes, again, consistency, just going through the motions does not do it. Like you just said, if you're just going through the motions of anything in life, you may plateau.
Yeah.
You're going to have to make adjustments, right? Never write your plans down in pen, use a pencil, because you can always erase and readjust, right? Maneuver. When you get to a mountain, I say, like, when someone says, oh, if you reach a mountain, there's 3 things you can do. Go through it, go over it, or go around it.
Blow it up.
Right? Go through it. You can blow it up, make some railroad tracks, make a road, go around it or go over it. But if you're being consistent, you'll make it through. We've talked about this in previous episodes as well, where, Fenton's brought up, it's all right to fail, even though he doesn't like saying the word. I know you don't like the word fail, but learn from them, right? If you learn from a mistake, learn from a process then, right? Okay. So during your processes, learn from it, right? So if something doesn't work, the light bulb, you only have to get it right once, right? So you made many, many light bulbs, and they kept
Edison, right?
Edison,
or was it
kept
Franklin?
failing. No, wasn't it Franklin? Anyway,
second.
You can look it up.
I'm going to look it up.
So he had to make many different, 1,000 light bulbs, but only one had to work because of consistency. Finally got the one to work, and there you go. There's your idea right there.
I feel
Message
so dumb right now because I think we all knew the answer, but then somehow I threw Edison and what's his name in there? All right, who invented the light bulb?
Thomas Edison. Or
it's complex. Okay, so though Thomas Edison, I stopped with the cookies. Okay, I accept your cookies. Though Thomas Edison is credited as the man who invented the light bulb, several inventors paved the way for him. And so we got Volta, Alessandro Volta, Humphrey Davy, and Joseph Swan were all inventors who had a part in it. And this website has so many pop-ups.
I have a question. Volta, is that how they get volts?
I believe that is the case. Yes, I believe that is the case.
All right.
And I think Franklin did the key experiment. The kite with the key. He had the electricity.
Showing how electricity flows.
Maybe he lit up like a light bulb, but he isn't credited with inventing the light bulb.
Yeah, I did that with a screwdriver once at a job site, not realizing the power wasn't off.
You're still here. You're a little off, but you're still here. I think a good real world example of consistency is you, man. We had this Biggest Loser challenge. We're trying to lose some weight for the new year, get fit, keep it sexy. And you have been extremely consistent and you've seen the results. You've lost a lot of weight. I'm looking at his Biggest Loser challenge 2023. And we have the starting weight. It's crazy. We have the starting weight, the first weigh-in. Then we have the second weigh-in is October 4th. And your weight's there and my weight's there. November 1st. Your weight is there. There's no weight for Fenton. I didn't even make it 2 months. I didn't even weigh in November 1st. We did a weigh-in November 8th because I said I was going to catch up.
Right.
My weight was the same weight that it was October 4th. All right. So
That's
a whole
not
month
bad.
went by. I was the same
It's
way.
alright.
Yeah, I guess I was in maintenance mode. I didn't put on
Alright.
weight. And then today's December 21st, and you have dropped more weight since November. I am not going to weigh myself because it's definitely going to be higher than it was in November. So the consistency for you has shown incredible results, and you're healthier, you look great, and I know you're not even halfway there yet. My lack of consistency is appalling.
Stop.
Stop. It takes a lot for me not to be okay. I'm a little delusional. You have to be as an entrepreneur.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
do. You have to be a little delusional. Like you have
to be. Yeah,
you got to believe things that other people don't believe. You got to see
absolutely.
things that other people don't see. And I'm able to convince myself that it's just a bump in the road. From September to December, the fact that I've put on weight in a Biggest Loser challenge, in my mind, it's no biggie. In the month of January, I will absolutely crush it.
Those bumps happen to be donuts, by the way.
Yeah, when we say bumps, we mean donut holes. little chocolate
I'm not
bumps.
sorry. I'm not sorry.
Little bumps with sprinkles. But you see it in your day-to-day life, man. I got a cousin. I was talking to my cousin yesterday, and she's a runner. And she talked about how like she stopped running for a while and stopped exercising for a while. And that's part of her like identity. Like that's who she is. She gets out there on the road with her sneakers and she's just making it happen. And she felt different. She's like, I didn't feel like myself. I wasn't doing the things that I consistently do. And it really changed how she felt about herself. And, I don't think it takes much for us to realize, how off things can be when you're not consistently keeping up with the things that you do. But likewise, I don't know why it's so hard sometimes to be consistent. Like I did great the first couple days of the Biggest Loser challenge. I did really great. I'm probably eating chicken breast and broccoli. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what to do. I got the information. I could train somebody. I could start a fitness training business tomorrow, and I could coach people into losing 50 pounds. But to do it for myself is, it's I'm a yo-yo. I'm one of those people because of the consistency. And, I was saying offline before we started recording, how you do anything is how you do everything. So I also see that there are areas in my life outside of fitness where I'm also inconsistent. And I can come up with reasons why. We all can. At the end of the day, they're excuses. My number one excuse will always be, well, I have so much stuff on my plate. I do this podcast with you. I produce another podcast. I have a web design business. I'm a music producer. I'm involved in this nonprofit very heavily. I have 2 kids. I'm married. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in church heavy. Like I had to put off doing a documentary. Like in 2023, we started planning a documentary that I'm producing with somebody. Right. And like, we're trying to get it on Netflix. I had to put it on pause. I'm like, there's too much stuff going on. I got the baby coming. Like, this is crazy. So I feel like I'll always have an excuse, but there are excuses at the end of the day. Because you know what? I could make the decision to trim some fat. And I've had to do that in my life. I've had too much stuff going on because I'm just that type of person. And I've had to say, I can't do this stuff. I can't do this. I can't do this. And I've had to cut, not like cut people like like they were doing me wrong or anything or they were toxic, but I had to put projects on hold indefinitely and be like, sorry, I can't be a part of this anymore. I got to focus on this.
Yeah, learning how to say no. It's that was definitely tough for me. I'm gonna cut you off for just 2 seconds. Let you continue. Learning how to say no was hard at first for me because I was definitely like my wife is the one that let me say, Ken, you tend to be like a people pleaser. You want to make sure that everyone's all right. I love hosting. Like when we have like get-togethers, I love hosting. I'm making the drinks for everyone, making sure everyone's all right, making appetizers, stuffing tomatoes and making a charcuterie board and who needs another margarita, who needs a glass. I love it because I love seeing people have a good time. But also if someone needed something, hey, Ken, can you do this on, Tuesday when your day off and just hurry? Yeah, I got you. Yeah. And it was more like just making sure everyone's good. And I get that from my dad. Definitely get that from my father. My wife had to tell me, babe, you just got to say no once in a while. And then I remember this is probably a year ago, a while ago, before before this podcast we talked about it, learning how to say no, because you were learning how to say no to people. And you just got to do it once in a while and just make sure you have the energy and time for yourself. Like you were saying just now, you have this, that. And just saying, wait, just wait a sec. I need to center myself. I got to make sure I'm good, because if my cup's not full, how can I help fill someone else's cup?
And you can't be consistent.
You cannot be consistent.
Not in everything. We still have enough time in the day.
Just tired, man. Mentally just drained. It's not even your body's tired. You're mentally drained.
Yeah. I had that happen to me where I'll put the kids to bed and I'm like, all right, cool. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm going to start working. And I'm like, my body is okay, but my brain is fried. I'm like, I can make 2 hours to work on this thing and be in a good place for the week, for the month, whatever. But I can't. My brain is just fried. And I just, either end up going to sleep or scrolling, you know what I'm saying, on the phone, because it's a lot easier to just mindlessly scroll than to bring myself to focus. It's hard to be consistent when you got too much stuff on your plate. One of the things that got me to a really good place, second half of 2023, was saying no to a lot of stuff. It got me to a really good place. And I have to protect it. I got to stay in that place. I have to keep saying no to everything. Probably for the next 6 months, anything that anybody brings to me, I'm just going to have to say no. And maybe what I'll do is bring stuff to my wife and say, hey, somebody ran this past me. I just said no. Should I try to, make some time for this or whatever? Because I don't want to pass up, an opportunity to do something, really great. But in general, I need to have a hard rule. It's just for the next 6 months. I say no to everything. Because I get a lot of requests, to be involved in things. And that's great. I'm flattered. It's, thank God. But
start calling you TRL.
What?
You get a lot of requests.
Oh, got it. 80s baby.
Come on, man.
I'm not gonna lie, that went over my head. But I think it's been a lot easier for me to just make headway in the things that I have on my plate, because I haven't been as overloaded. And I'll keep it funky. I'm starting to feel a little overwhelmed again. Probably has to do with some non-business things, some things in my personal life, commitments that I've made. I'm gonna have to start to trim some more fat, and that's okay.
Right, it is okay.
You shouldn't feel guilty. If anything, I should feel guilty about not being consistent with the things that I said yes to. That should make me feel like, oh man, I'm really not showing up, not just for myself, but for the people, that are in whatever it is that I committed to. Because if it's I would rather be involved in one thing and knock it out the park, just absolutely crush it, and then build from there.
Right.
Than to try to do a whole bunch of things consistently and not do very good at all of them. And that was the thing for me when I think it was summer of 2022. I don't think it was this summer. I think it was last year. When my kid, I was like, I'm not being a good dad, because instead of paying attention to her, I'm trying to get work done. And I'm not being a good business person, because instead of throwing myself into my work, I have to be with my kid. So I made a conscious decision. I said, I'm going to choose my kid.
Right.
I think it was this hand, but I'm going to choose my kid. And what was really interesting, it was definitely 22. What was really interesting was when I chose my family, when I chose my child, God made it so that the business actually did better. I can't explain it. I actually made more money when I focused on my kid and being a better dad. God just filled in the rest. Because you know what? We think that it takes more than it actually does. Consistency sometimes is just doing little things. Was it Ray? Who's the football player on the Ravens? It was Ray something. I think he was a running back. I can't remember. But he was like, greatness is the small things every day just stacked on top of each other, and it amounts to greatness. it's not everything you have to hit out of the park, big wins. No, just consistently do just these little things.
Right.
If I have done just a walk around the block every day, my weight would probably have been, lower than what it is. But I'm thinking, well, no, I need to do the whole workout regimen and I got to eat the whole nutritional plan. And I got to, I'm saying, like, you got to do the whole thing. It's like, just do a little bit consistently every day and you'll be better.
Right.
That's
when it comes to the weight loss, I only work out 3 or 4 times a day when I have a chance. When it's not, we have the 1-year-old, we have getting the kids ready for school in the morning, day job, side business, starting a business. But my thing was intermittent fasting is what I kept consistent for the past 2.5 months now. I don't eat past 8 o'clock. I don't eat before 12 o'clock. But the work, I wasn't even in. I was being consistent with my patterns of eating and what I chose to eat. I stopped going for the Doritos and the chips and salsa and started reaching for the apple or the banana. And that's pretty much it. So it made it a little easier, like you said, to take the little bites. So the little bite was, all right, intermittent fasting is the little bite. The big bite is, all right, get on the elliptical for 45 minutes and then do a 20-minute stretch. And on top of that, do like a half hour, weight training.
Yeah.
That's why I can only do those maybe 3 times a week, because I didn't make the time on purpose because I had other things going on. Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on. I chose what to do and what to hold on to and not beat myself up. Mm-hmm. So before we started, I had started losing weight anyway, and it was just for my health. I got to the point where I looked in the mirror and said, what's going on? I'm like, there's nothing healthy about this. My face looks swollen. My eyes were dark. I end up losing 40. I'm down 47 pounds right now. Awesome. And I have another 40 to go for my goal, my personal goal, just to be healthy. And I got 4 kids, man. They need me. I got to stick around for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm raising 2 girls, man. I need to be able to tussle with their boyfriends. I keep telling my wife, so I got to be healthy. I'm going to have to throw some Joker in the back of my car.
These kids are soft nowadays. I have a 16-year-old daughter. I see the friends. They're really good kids, man. They're not us when we were growing up in the 80s. They're just
I hope not, because it was crazy.
Not. They're like really, they're good. They're good kids. She has a really good circle of friends. Actually, well, the ones that go to school right now, all 3 of them have a really good circle of friends.
That's good.
They really do. Yeah. So lucked out on that. But anyway, consistency.
I'm still gonna have somebody yet. Sorry. Go ahead.
If you just take the little bites, like Fenton was saying, not bites of donuts,
not bites of brownies,
not bites of brownies. I make a mean brownie too. I make a mean brownie, bro. Anyway, take the little bites, right? Take the little bites. The little bites will get you there. What's the saying I like to say a lot? I learned it from Mr. John Negri. He was my first manager in the business in car sales. He was one of my first 2 managers. But John Negri would always say, how do you eat an elephant, right? How do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant one bite at a time.
Yeah.
So a large task. Man, when I do some projects, let me tell you something. It looks like it's never going to end, like you were saying. It just looks like the project will never end. When I'm talking about projects, I'm talking about like construction projects, like redoing the bathroom. Right. It looks like fun when you're doing demo mode, right? It's demo day. Right. Everything's got to go. Yeah, but after demo, you got to clean up and patch walls and spackle and prepare the flooring and yada, yada, yada. But I would sit there and tell myself, all right, one bite at a time, because this is overwhelming. And I'm like looking around the bathroom, like, what are we doing? Or whatever it may be.
I got to jump in, because you're from construction, right? You come from that world. I'm in the digital world, project management, but project management because you work in construction. I had a boss in the project management world who was like, if you're a project manager, you could manage any project. And he particularly pointed out construction. He was like, I want anyone on my team to be able to go run a construction site and be a foreman. He says, because at the end of the day, you have a beginning, you have an end, and you have a whole bunch of steps, things that you're doing in between. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to being consistent, like, you have to have a plan. You have to have things written down. You have to know what you're doing. You know, one of the challenges that people might have, like if it's weight loss or if it's getting their business started or whatever, is like, I don't know what I'm doing today. What am I eating today? You know, how do I get an LLC together? All right, what are the steps that it takes? So you gotta look into it, figure out what are the steps that you have to take. And that's a huge part of being consistent, is taking each step. But like you said, one bite at a time. It's a lot easier to do something, a little bit of something every day, if you know what needs to be done. Some people just wake up and they have no idea what they're doing today.
Right.
And that's a recipe for failure. You know, like you're just going to end up doing whatever feels good, whatever is convenient, whatever hurts the least.
Right.
You ever, I know this has happened to me where I've had like a workout regimen and I might do the easier stuff on the workout regimen. You know, it's like, all right, well, I need to, what's a workout that I don't really enjoy doing? I actually like legs. I don't mind. I don't love to squat though.
Right.
I'll use a machine, but I don't love to squat with, you know, like a bar on my back.
Right.
So I might be like, you know, I'm going to leave that off for last. And then, you know, by the time I get to the end of the workout and then I got to squat, I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm going to go home.
I did it next week.
I did a good workout. You know, it's like if you don't know what needs to be done, like you're never going to get there, you know.
Right.
Like, you gotta think about your goals. You know, one thing I enjoy about what you said was you could work out, you could do your elliptical, you know, you could do Peloton or whatever it is, a couple rich guy, a couple times a week, right? And it's like you can hit those when you have the time, but every day you can do the little thing, which is just don't eat until 12 o'clock. 8 o'clock comes, don't eat that. Instead of reaching for the Doritos, have an apple. You know, this little, you do have to, we're only human beings, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to be in our flesh. We're going to be like, I don't want to do that. This is too hard. Fine. But give yourself a list of different things, of different levels of intensity and difficulty. So that way, even if you pick the easy things, you're still consistently getting something done every day. You know?
Man, well said. I love how you wrap that up.
Just reading what's on the top, man. Yeah, like and subscribe, share with somebody on their personal development journey. Please leave in the comments, you know, what are some of the struggles that you have with being consistency? What are some of the ways that you are able to be consistent? Maybe it can help somebody else. So Mom, if you're watching, put something in the chat. Love you, Mom.
Love you too, Mom. Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas if you celebrate.
Merry Christmas.
Enjoy.
Well, Hanukkah passed already.
Yeah,
did you see Lionel Richie? Was it Lionel Richie or Smokey Robinson saying Chinooka?
What? Oh, for Hanukkah?
He was like, he was like, happy Chinooka. I don't know what Chinooka is, but I hope you have a happy one.
Happy Chinooka. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. At least he tried. He sounded it out.
He tried. Yeah. Kwanzaa. All the things and
all the good stuff. Oh, yeah, we have one more episode to record before the year ends, huh?
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Let's see how that
I'm
one
gonna try
goes.
to be consistent. Listen, the episode is done, but y'all, it's okay if you don't do something the last week of the year. Okay, part of being consistent is taking a rest.
This is true.
We're gonna try to come up with something.
No, we're gonna come up with something, even if it's a 10-minute thing. We're going with something.
And as we're talking, I got a text message about my other podcast, and it's an audio message because this guy loves to leave audio messages. So I can't see what it says, but I know it's about our episode tomorrow. Consistency.
I'm gonna go back in my garage and go sand now.
Love you, man.
I have a charcuterie board I gotta finish. Love you too, brother. I'm loving the hat. By the way, it does look like you have like a Hulk Hogan haircut, like old school, like 85 Hogan.
It feels like...
But it's just not blonde.
I feel like the Revenant. Like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Love it, man. Love it. Love it.
Thanks, bro.
Have a blessed day. Love you, brother. Talk
You
soon.
too, man. Peace.